So you want to connect it? Okay. Okay, does it have HDMI or USB-C or anything? USB-C it has. Okay, so I'll get the cables.
I have a connector.
We have the connectors also. Yeah, we have a direct cable. Let's see one. Okay, let's get it.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hari Gopijana Balabha Girivara Dhari Pijana Balabha Girivara Dhari Gopijana Balabha Girivara Dhari Pijana Balabha Girivara Dhari Jasodanandana Brajajanarandana Jana Brajajanara Jasodanandana Brajajanarandana Jamunatira Vana Chadi Jamuna Tiravana Jadi Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hari Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hari Gopijana Bhalabha Girivara Dhari Gopijana Bhalabha Girivara Dhari Gopijana Bhalabha Girivara Dhari Jasodanandana Brajajanarandana Jasodanandana Brajajanarandana Hari Vijagataraja Asta Terasatasi Stimadis Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Gaur Premanandi. What?
Just a brief introduction.
Okay, quick,
Yes.
brief. Thank you very much.
No, thank you. Yeah, just. Hare Krishna. We, on behalf of ISKCON of Silicon Valley, I welcome all of you for this Sunday Feast lecture. We have a very, very special guest amongst us today. His Holiness Romapada Maharaj, who is a disciple of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, having taken initiation in 1971, and then he took his sannyas in 1983. Ever since, he's been traveling all over the world, inspiring many, many thousands of souls on their path and journey to Krishna consciousness. And he's a beloved author and also a speaker. So without much ado, we'll just very loudly say Hare Krishna to welcome Maharaj. Hare! Once more. Thank you, Maharaj, for coming to ISV, and we are looking forward to having your association in future. Hare Krishna.
Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sanyavadi Paschachade Satarine Jaya Sri Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I didn't plan it, but it's a nice plan. Today is the disappearance day of Srila Baladev Vidyabhushana. Prabhupada once said, the appearance days and the disappearance days of great Vaishnavas, they're as sacred as one another. Of course, the disappearance day has its sadness because we're marking when that great personality left. But where did they come from and where did they go to and where were they when they were present? They were with Krishna. And they're with Krishna. And Baladev Vidyabhusan is no exception. There are many things to speak about Baladev Vidyabhusan, but perhaps the most significant and dramatic event in his life was his preparing a commentary on Vedanta Sutra. Well, he prepared the commentary, but even more specifically, he just wrote it down. We'll hear some more. Govinda, the deity, Sri Govinda Dev, wrote Govinda Bhashya, and Baladev wrote it down according to the history of how Govinda Bhashya became manifest. Little background. We'll touch on this a little bit later. Up to the time of Baladev Vidyabhusan, it was tradition that commentary would mark a distinction between this sampradaya, that sampradaya, etc. So establish the credential of a sampradaya. There must be, the tradition was, there must be a commentary that represents this sampradaya's or that sampradaya's explanation of Vedanta Sutra. As we know, there are four from Padma Purana. There are 4 primary sampradayas. And the acharya that established that prominence of that sampradaya made a commentary of Vedanta Sutra, because Vedanta Sutra is the essence of all the Vedas. Vyasa compiled the Vedas, and he gave a summary or essence in Vedanta Sutra. So what do those little codes or sutras mean? Mark the distinction between this sampradaya, that sampradaya. So it's just tradition. Must be a commentary. In Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's line, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in the line of Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya had commentary, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, from the Madhvacharya Sampradaya, made emphasis on different points that Madhvacharya didn't make. Same, but some differences. And you'd be surprised at what some of those differences are. But rather than have another class on the differences, there's some differences. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made no commentary, nor did he instruct someone to make commentary, and so no commentary was prepared to mark the commentary on Vedanta Sutra of the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there was no commentary until there was a conflict. And the conflict was, we'll hear about it later, was pretty aggressive. And Govinda Dev stepped in, Govinda Dev dictated the commentary. It's a nice story. We'll hear the story. So the person who was the pen, or the instrument of Govinda's commentary, Govinda Bhashya, was Baladev. And he was well prepared to be an instrument of Govinda Dev's teaching, or the teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's very nice history. So he's especially known for his commentary on Vedanta Sutra, called Govinda Bhashya. Second, he's well known for his commentary on Bhagavad Gita. Each of the principal acharyas make commentary on Bhagavad Gita because it's such an essential literature. And Srila Prabhupada, when he made his commentary on Bhagavad Gita, he had many commentaries to draw from. Bhaktisiddhanta's commentary, Bhaktivinoda Thakur's commentary, Baladev Vidyabhusan's commentary, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary, and even outside of our sampradaya, he drew upon those commentaries. And in the dedication page, in the introduction of Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada dedicates his Bhagavad Gita to Baladev Vidyabhusan. Here's the text right from Bhagavad Gita. Srila Baladev Vidyabhusan, who presented so nicely the Govinda Bhashya commentary on Vedanta Sutra, which means that Prabhupada relied heavily in the Bhaktivedanta purports upon Baladev Vidyabhusan's Gita commentary, but he's also honoring him out of our whole disciplic line in a very special way, because he's a very important person in our disciplic line. And as Prabhupada did, and many other acharyas did, he wrote a commentary on the entire Srimad Bhagavatam. Vaishnava Nandini Tika. Tika means commentary. Vaishnava Nandini Tika. And because Baladev Vidyabhusan in his youth, after his education, he traveled, then he stayed in a math, or a temple, of Madhvacharyas at Mysore, and he learned and studied the teachings of Vedanta and Vedas from that ashram. And the teachings of Madhvacharya he wrote called Nava Prameya, 9 essential teachings. 9 essential prameya means knowledge, or that which is to be known. Nava Prameya, and he studied it and he learned it, and later, Baladev became well acquainted with the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, which are the same but differ in certain respects from the teachings of Madhvacharya. And so he, following Madhvacharya, wrote Prameya, same word, Ratnavali. So it's the 9 essential teachings of Madhvacharya redirected and recomposed following the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Very important writing, Prameya Ratnavali. It's just like, it's foundational, like the Sutra, Vedanta Sutra. Prameya Ratnavali is foundational. Following him historically was Bhaktivinoda Thakur several generations later. And many of you know, Baladev Vidyabhusan was prolific. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was at least as prolific. He wrote 100 books. Try writing a book. Try writing a Vyasa Puja offering. Takes a while, doesn't it? Write a Vyasa Puja offering. Write a book, 100 books, Bhaktivinoda. And in those 100 books, something like 85% all have the same, he calls it Dasa Mula Tattva. Dasa Mula, 10 root or essential teachings, which are taken from the Prameya Ratnavali of Baladev, which were taken from the Nava Prameyas of Madhvacharya, with some slight variations on the theme of how it was presented and how the emphasis was made. Very important. Very, 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 it's like, the skeleton that holds the body. The body's important, but the skeleton's got to be there too, to hold the body. And Baladev gave that for the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur amplified it and broadcast it widely, the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Dasa Mula Tattva. Here's a little example. For example, the year that Srila Prabhupada was born was 1896. 1896 was the birth year of Srila Prabhupada, which just so happened to be the same year that Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote a book in English at his own expense, from his own pocket, and sent to libraries around the world because he, Bhaktivinoda, was taking advantage of the printing press because it was, offset printing was just becoming fashionable and accessible. So he wrote a book, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his life and precepts, 2 parts. Because he felt, explicitly, he said, the world should know, at least the educated people in the world should know who is Lord Chaitanya and what are his teachings. So he did it, at least, contribution. And the precepts part, second half of the book, it's Dasamula Tattva, which is drawn from Nava Prameya, which is drawn from Prameya Ratnavali. So the place of Baladev Vidyabhusan and our disciplic line is prominent. That's the message. And he wrote a commentary on many other things. Ishopanishad, we know Ishopanishad. Tattva Sandarbha, some of you may know, some of you may not know. And I made a pledge to the audience at Stanford University, and I didn't get to finish it yet because I've been spinning too many plates. But I will do it, and it'll be made available to all of you. If you don't want to look at it, it's okay. But just a little summary of the Pramana section of Tattva Sandarbha with Baladev's commentary, so you can get a little sampler of how Baladev would take Jiva Goswami's writings and add some contribution to make it approachable and understandable and digestible and smoothie. His commentary is easy to understand. Jiva Goswami's writing is a little higher, that's okay. Baladev put it in a blender and turned it at high speed and made it a smoothie. Baladev's commentary. So you'll get a copy of some of that Tattva Sandarbha commentary. And many other writings, some of them is original, like the one at the bottom, Aishvarya Kadambini. It's his writing. It's Monsoon of Krishna's Opulences. So Aishvarya means opulence, and he wrote a book about Krishna's opulence. The monsoon of Krishna's opulence. And other commentaries. This isn't a complete list, but some of you may know, because it's a BBT publication, of Laghu Bhagavatamrita. Laghu Bhagavatamrita is Rupa Goswami's composition this thick, with Baladev's commentary on the incarnations of Vishnu as they appear in this world. It's one of the 6 questions from Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 1, and the whole book just to give an explanation of that. And commentary on Rupa Goswami's Laghu Bhagavatamrita. So he's Vishnu Sahasranam. How'd you like to write a commentary of the 1,000 names of Vishnu? If you're Baladev Vijayabhusan, it's a piece of cake. It's not just a list, it's a commentary. So he's an amazing and very important personality in our disciplic line. In each of those books mentioned, there's a statement at the beginning. He is not just tipping his hat, he is offering his obeisances to Rupa and Sanatan Goswami. He bows first to Rupa and Sanatan, calling them veritable clouds in dispelling the dust storms of Mayavad doctrine. Sounds similar to Prabhupada's pranam mantra, right? Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarnine. Now, who wrote Prabhupada's pranam mantra? There wasn't anybody Sanskrit capable. Prabhupada wrote it. I mean, I've not read any verification of that, but it's the same as Baladev's contribution of his appreciation of Rupa and Sanatan. Same. Here's a nice painting or drawing. At the bottom, of course, is Baladev, and at the top is Govinda, as Govinda is dictating within the heart of Baladev Vijayabhusan, the commentary Govinda Bhashya. One of Srila Prabhupada's godbrothers, and the godbrother who he accepted sannyas vows from and mantras from, was Bhakti Pragya Keshava Maharaj. He lived in Mathura, assigned it to that service by Bhakti Siddhanta. Bhakti Pragya Keshava Maharaj, persuaded Prabhupada, who was reluctant, but he's persuaded him successfully to accept sannyas vows. He awarded him sannyas in Mathura, and he wrote this nice praise of Baladev. Sri Madhva Sampradaya Sri Chaitanya Kula Rakshaka Vedanta Acharya Sardula Balavo Mahamatihi. Translation: all glories to Sri Baladev Vijayabhushana, who is the opulence of the Madhva Sampradaya, the decoration of Sri Chaitanya Dev's dynasty, the protector of the Sri Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, and a great-minded lion-like acharya. So it's a nice glorification, nice way to begin a description of his life and his contributions. The birthplace of Baladev Bijabhusan is not known directly. It's somewhere in the Balasore district of Orissa. The date is also not known, but it's a place near Ramuna. Those of you that have been to Orissa or been to Puri, you've certainly been to Ramuna. So it's a place near Ramuna. That's where he was born. It doesn't say the date, it's 18th century, so sometime in the 1700s. His departure date is known, that comes at the very end. And when he was a young boy, born in a Brahmin family, he studied like young Brahmin boys study, must have been a really good teacher, because he studied Sanskrit grammar, Vyakarana. Little boys always learn Sanskrit grammar. And the poetics connected with composition of Sanskrit literature, the literature of various poets in Sanskrit, and the school of logic, which he was really good at. Really, really, really good at. And the school is not known, but somewhere on the shore of the Chilka Lake, way down in southern Orissa. Southern Orissa is not where Ramuna was, so he traveled some distance, like Krishna traveled some distance when he went to school, at the school of Sandipani Muni. So he went to this other school. And when he graduated from school, different boys do different things, but he went on pilgrimage. And one of the places he went on pilgrimage was Mysore, and he became fascinated with the teachings of Madhvacharya taught at one of their ashrams. And so he stayed there. His pilgrimage ended by deep, deep study in what's known in the Chaitanya line as Tattvavadi line, or the Madhvacharya line. And he learned very well the Navaprameyas, the essential teachings of Madhvacharya, and his perception of the Vedas, what the Vedas have to say. And he became so enamored and attracted and elevated that he accepted Diksha and accepted sannyas. And after he accepted sannyas, one of the things that he did was he left that monastery and he traveled to Puri, because there are Madhva followers in different parts of India, not only in Mysore or Udupi. So he went to a place in Puri where there was another Madhva mat, and he, now being a learned person and a sannyasi, did what was kind of fashionable at the time. He engaged in dialogue, which, more specifically it's known as debate. And, there was rules of debate, and there was a referee for the debate, and he engaged in debate with different schools of thought, and he was always victorious. Prabhupada said that about himself, with one exception. This is a little Prabhupada story, but he said when he was young, he would always win debates. But one time he lost a debate, and that was with Bhaktisiddhanta. And he was happy to have been defeated. The debate with Bhaktisiddhanta was, Bhaktisiddhanta, the first time they met, a rooftop in Calcutta, etc., etc., Bhaktisiddhanta instructed him, you're a learned, educated young man, you speak English, go to the English-speaking parts of the world and give the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, just like that. Boom. First meeting. Boom. So Prabhupada argued. Later, right now, he was a Gandhi follower, so he gave the Gandhi line. India is under the rule of the British, who is going to pay attention to the teachings that come from India while we're under the rule of the British? We have to get free from the rule of the British. And then give the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhupada explained, 20-minute answer soundly defeated him. It's not, you don't have to wait for X, Y, Z. It's the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are self-effulgent. They're brilliant as the sun. Just show the brilliant as the sun teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and everyone will accept it. They'll be all victorious. Don't wait now. He refuted Bhakti Srila Prabhupada. And he accepted. He didn't do right away because of his circumstance as a family man and in college and all that. But he did. It went into his heart. And so, similarly, Baladev was good at debate. He was good at everything. More than good. He was superlative at everything. And what happened was, in addition to the Madhva temple in Puri, there happened to be some Gaudiya Vaishnava sannyasis also residing in Puri, naturally. And one of those was Radha Damodar Goswami, who was a disciple of Nayananda, who was the grandson of Rasikananda. We're going to see the disciplic line shortly. But they're in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's line, and Radha Damodar was well learned in the writings of Jiva Goswami, the Sandarbhas specifically. And he, Baladev, became moved by the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu given in the Sandarbhas and explained to him in detail properly by Radha Damodar Goswami. So he accepted himself, his heart was given, a Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, was given to Radha Damodar Goswami. So here's the line that shows Gauridas Pandit. Some of you know who was Gauridas Pandit. Gauridas Pandit was one of the handful, let's say 5, before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted sannyas. He informed them his plan to take sannyas. Gauridas Pandit was one such confidential devotee. Ambika Kalna, it's a nice story. And Gauridas Pandit had a disciple who was named Chaitanya Das, and he got the nickname Hriday Chaitanya for a very special reason, and I'm not going to tell. It's a nice story. The deity ran off the altar to join a kirtan that Chaitanya Das was held on the honor of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance, and Gauridas, his nature was a little different than most people, very spontaneous devotee. He chased after the deity that left the altar. Get back on the altar. It's time for your bog offering. Chased him with a stick. And they ran, looking over their shoulder, and ran down the courtyard into the public square and entered into the heart of Chaitanya Das. So after that he was called Hriday Chaitanya Das. And there's a nice long story about Hriday Chaitanya Das and his disciple Shamananda, long story. Dukhi Krishna became Shamananda. The name given by Radharani herself, and a certain tilak marking by Radharani herself in the disciplic line. And disciple of Shamananda was Rasikananda. You can tell something about his nature from his name. Rasika Ananda. And then his disciple Nayananda and Radha Damodar. And Baladev heard from Radha Damodar. And he was moved. His heart was moved. And he accepted Radha Damodar as his Shiksha Guru. So that's the line. So it's a detail. It's worth spending some time, but I'm not going to do it just this evening. When you look someday, if you probably already have, look at the line of disciplic succession given to us by Bhaktisiddhanta, printed in the Bhagavad Gita introduction. Right at the end is the disciplic succession. And it's not only a diksha line. It's some diksha and some shiksha. It's principal inspirations. So this is one of those. So he was so moved by his association with Radha Damodar Goswami, Baladev took up residence in Vrindavan. So he started in Orissa, he went to Mysore, he went to Puri, now he's living in Vrindavan. And in Vrindavan, he became a close disciple, instructing by his instructing guru, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And he studied assiduously, not that he didn't know, but assiduously, deeply, profoundly, because Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur was such a person, and Baladev was such a qualified student. He became well conversant in Srimad Bhagavatam and the deeper meanings of Srimad Bhagavatam from Vishwanath. And he had two disciples. They're mentioned in his literatures. They assisted him. They're not known, so well known. Their names are known because they're in his literatures, but these two names, Uddhavadas and Nanda Mishra, they assisted Baladev. Time passed. Baladev busy assisting Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and writing commentaries on this and that and receiving and giving. That's what Vaishnavas do. So a circumstance arose, conflict. Uh-oh. Does anybody here get ever stressful? No stress, right? There was a stressful situation, not like our little situations. It was a big one. What happened was, most of you know the history. The history goes like this. During the time of the 6 Goswamis, deities were established, principal deities. Many of those principal deities were rediscovered after a long period of time in very unique ways. Deities that were established by the great-grandson of Krishna. Great-grandson of Krishna was given the post of the king of Mathura under Maharaj Parikshit, great-grandson of Krishna. So Vajranabha, great-grandson of Krishna, personally established deities of Krishna in Vrindavan, because Vrindavan is part of the Mathura district. But in the place where Krishna performed childhood pastimes is part of Mathura district, and he was the king. So he established those deities, and over time they were lost. During the 6 Goswamis' time, they were rediscovered in various interesting, creative ways. Time passed. Because of the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, many of those deities were also, Radha was placed by the side of the deity. Long story with each of the deities. So for some time, the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gaudiya Vaishnava pujaris, were worshipping those deities. Then came a problem. The problem was Muslim invasion. And to protect the deities, Jai Singh, from a nearby state, decided he had become a Vaishnav by associating with the leading Vaishnavas of his time. So to protect the deities, he arranged for the deities to leave Vrindavan and take shelter in Jaipur, which was a very wonderful Kshatriya, Vaishnava Kshatriya gesture. Well done, well done. But, problema. And the problema was, prior to Jai Singh, there were a whole bunch of other ancestral kings that had developed a strong affinity or an attraction for a group of Ramanuja followers called the Ramanadi sect. Some of you know the history. The history goes like this. At a certain point in time, the followers of Ramanujacharya split into two divisions. Their Sanskrit names, conventionally Northern Division, Southern Division. Some said this, some said that. And it has everything to do with the principle of attaining perfection. No surprise. Some said this, some said that. And one of the group that says that, they established a temple, a Lord Ramachandra temple, near Jaipur. And the place that was near Jaipur was in the Galta Valley, and specifically a town or city called Amber in Galta Valley. And the Singh dynasty became benefactors. They maintained the temple. So it was a close, many-generation relationship between the Ramanadi temple and the kings of Jaipur, which was fine for the Ramanadis until another king became a Krishna Bhakta. Followers of Gaudiya line, conflict. You get the picture. We were losing our bread and butter, so we got to do something. So they did something. They requested the king to come see them, and they instructed the king. So the Brahmanas are instructing the Kshatriya. These people are not fit, they're not qualified to worship the deity, specifically Gopinath and Govinda, specifically those two deities. Because, four reasons. One, they don't have a commentary on Vedanta Sutra. And to be a bona fide anything, you have to have a commentary on Vedanta Sutra. They don't have, so they're not qualified to be worshippers of the deity. Number one. Number two, where is there reference in the scripture that Radha is worshipped by the side of Krishna? Satyabhama, Krishna, okay. But Radha, then it became the Parakya Swakya Bhav, conversation. So they instructed the king, remove Radha from the side of Govinda. Remove the Gaudiya Vaishnava Pujaris from their position of serving Govinda, because they're not qualified to serve Govinda. And it was like explicit but implicit, they're giving, instead of Vishnu as the source of all avatars, they have this other idea. The Govinda, Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. They've got a different idea. So we object. And not liking it, but what to do when you're a Kshatriya, and the very stalwart, staunch Brahmanas are saying, take Radha away and take the deity away from the Gaudiyas. We should worship the deity. So, problema. Radha was removed for a while. And a message was sent, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, help! At this time, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur was very old and his health was very weak. He had thoroughly trained Baladev. He said, Baladev, you go on my behalf. You're well equipped. And so he went. And he went to Jaipur. And after Jaipur, he met with the Ramanadis. And the Ramanadis said what they said. You already heard what they said. And so he said, I can prepare a Govinda. There's no commentary because there's already a commentary. Vedanta Sutra has an author. The author made his own commentary, Srimad Bhagavatam. is the author's commentary on Vedanta Sutra. So we don't need a commentary, that's our commentary. They said, no, you have to have your own commentary. So he said, all right, I'll prepare a commentary. Now there's different versions of all of this, and one of the different versions is, the prominent one is that he was given 18 days. The entire summation of all the Vedas and Vedanta Sutra, and write a commentary in 18 days. Good luck. Some say 30 days, some say less, some say more, but the common one is 18 days. So what to do? He went to the temple before Govindadi, without Radharani by his side, and prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed. Not like weak, very intense. One evening, in his sleep, Govinda Dev appeared in his dream. And Govinda Dev instructed him 2 things. Write the commentary. Second, don't worry, I'll dictate the commentary to you. You just write it down. And because I've dictated it, it's going to be flawless, and no one will be able to refute it. Do as I say. Now this isn't ordinary. Who has a dream like that? And who has the qualification to write a commentary on Vedanta Sutra? But if you're Baladev, Vidyabhusan, both are possible. And that's what happened. And he, in a short period of time, again, the duration differs in different histories. We'll take the 18-day version. And the beginning of his commentary of Govinda Bhashya, this is the translation of what he wrote. May he, that's Govinda, who so mercifully and munificently was kind towards me and bestowed his favor by ordering me in a dream to write down his own commentary, which he would compose and which would attain such renown amongst the learned circles that they bestowed upon me the title of Vidyabhusan, because before that it was just Baladev. Now it's Baladev Vidyabhusan, after his commentary on Vedanta Sutra. May that dear friend of Srimati Radharani, who holds him dearer than her own life, be glorified. May that Sri Govinda be glorified. So that's the introduction to Govinda Bhashya. And then he compiled Govinda Bhashya. And after compiling Govinda Bhashya, he presented it to Govinda Dev. And then he went to Galta with a small entourage. And he presented Govinda Bhashya to the entourage. And they questioned and this and that. And he gave answers to everything. And part of the history, I like this part, so I included it. You objected to our worship of Radha with Govinda on the superficial grounds that they are not married. In verses 40 through 42, Govinda Bhashya, I have presented the true position of Radha in relation to Krishna. Radha is the eternal energy of Krishna and is never separated from him. One of the names of Radha, specifically meaning she's never separated from Krishna, is Anapayani. You know the name? Anapayani. Never separated from Krishna, Anapayani. So she's never separated from Krishna. Their relationship may be parakiya or swakiya. Now, the explanation of our acharyas is, in Goloka, there's marriage. In the spiritual world, Goloka, when Krishna performs his pastimes here, there's a relationship of parakiya, not in marriage. Although there's different subtle variations of, but essentially not in marriage. So whether it's his lila in the spiritual world or his lila in the material world, whether it's Pakya or Swarakya, they're eternally associated. That does not affect the eternality of their union. So he discusses this in Govinda Bhashya explicitly. The separation of Radha and Govinda you have effected. Effected means they removed Radha from Govinda's side. It's artificial and therefore offensive to the Lord, who holds deep affection for his female energy. That's his conversation with those that objected to Radha being by the side of Govinda. Now, in their presence, there were many persons on this side and that side, and the presentation, as Govinda promised, was so powerful, no one could refute it. They remained silent. Usually when there's a debate, it's not silence. It's usually kind of feisty volume. They remained silent. And in that silence, the king pronounced, Baladeva is victorious. Which is what he wanted, but he didn't have the Brahminical Shakti to do that. Baladev did. Given to him, invested him directly by Govinda himself. And prior to that by Vishwanath, and prior to that by Radha Damodar Goswami. So he's carrying forward the legacy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings. And same as is taught in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the natural commentary, his Govinda Bhashya follows Srimad Bhagavatam. Naturally so. While still in the Gulta Valley, in this city of Amber, he, Baladeva, established a deity, Radha Vijaya Govinda. Vijaya means victory. Vijaya Govinda. So here's the Radha Vijaya Govinda, not the deity that was worshipped in Gulta, but the deity Radha Vijaya Govinda that's worshipped in Vrindavan. There he is. And the deity today is in the temple that was established by the deity on the far right, that's Vijay Govinda. The deity on the far left, that's Mahaprabhu, was worshipped by Narottam Das Thakur. And the very small deity in the front, the little Krishna deity, that's Gokulananda. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's deities are also worshipped here. Radha Vinod, Lokanath Goswami, Lokanath Goswami. So it's a packed altar at the Gokulananda temple, which is very near, very, very near to the temple of Radharaman, of Gopal Bhatta Goswami's temple. So next time you go to Vrindavan, you know what to do, right? The Gokulananda temple with this wonderful set of deities. So we know now something about how he became what he became, and the trajectory of transformation that he underwent, mainly through the shiksha, starting with the shiksha of Radha Damodar Das Goswami, Baladev Vidyabhusan, and then his life. So after he finished the Govinda Bhashya, he went back to Vrindavan, and he lived the rest of his life in Vrindavan. And he disappeared in 1768. So his disappearance day, which is what we're celebrating, that date was known. His appearance date, at least I haven't been able to find anything definitive. It's 4:30. And what time does class usually go? Till 5 o'clock? So I had experience discussing some of these topics at a home gathering midday, and I anticipate we're going to run out of time. especially this is ISV community. You folks, you like to ask questions and stir topics. So I'm ready. Okay. Here comes back to Mike.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. After writing the Govinda,
The screen from where you're seated?
You can see that, no?
Oh,
after writing the Govinda Bhashya, did Baldev Vidyabhushan also get it ratified by Vyasadev? There is some story like that.
did he do what?
Did he have it reviewed by Vyasadev? I heard, maybe I'm wrong, but
That's Madhvacharya.
that's Madhvacharya. Okay.
Madhvacharya developed through his maturity a sense of the teachings of the Vedas and his presentation on the teachings of the Vedas. He, Madhvacharya, wanted to get them verified because it's not just his writings. So he made a journey to Badrinath and got the association of Vyasadeva. That's a detailed. He went into higher dimensional realm where Vyasadeva is still present, and he had darshan with Vyasadeva confirmed and gave him further instructions. Then he came back down to our plane of existence and continued his teachings. Madhvacharya. Yes.
Thank you, Maharaj. Just quick question. In Prabhupada, in the beginning of the book of Bhagavad Gita, he dedicated his Bhagavad Gita to Baldev Vidyabhushan.
That's correct.
So, is there any particular reason that Prabhupada
He
chosen?
liked it. He drew heavily from it, and he had deep regard and respect, as the dedication page says, because of his Govinda Bhashya. You know, I explained it. What does Govinda Bhashya do? What does Baladev do? Nirvishesha Shunyavadi. That's what he does. And he gives credit to Rupa and Sanatan for doing the same. It says Prabhupada and his regard for what they did, what Baladev did, and he liked his commentary and he drew heavily upon it. So why not? It's his heart. A great source of inspiration, and the way of presentation. Now, if you ask me the question, could you give me some examples of how Srila Prabhupada's Bhaktivedanta purports aligned themselves specifically with Baladev's Gita commentary? I can't do that. I'm not that kind of a scholar. But that's just a principle.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, over here.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So as you are mentioning, last year I was with my son at Remuna, Khirachura Gopinath, that temple. It was so beautiful because ISKCON has built a beautiful guest house, 4th floor now.
Four
So
floors.
So there are a lot of devotees coming. So they give a tour like Baldev Vidyabhushan, Madhavendra Puri, Rasikananda, and various, it's like Gupta Vrindavan.
Oh.
They call it the Gupta Vrindavan. And it's very marvelous place. We did Harinam and gone to Madhavendra Puris and this one. And one of the local devotee, and he was mentioning about Rasikananda. He said that one time a Pir Baba means the Muslims, fakir, he was there in the town and he showed what your Vaishnavas give mystic power. So he was having a toothbrush, and in the toothbrush he flies from one city end to another city end. Then Rasikananda Prabhu was standing on a brick, and somebody said, they are showing magic and they are having fun of us, what mystic power we have. Rasikananda flied from the same bricks to the entire city, everybody saw. Then Pir Baba said, you move only 1 mile, I moved the whole city. But that is not our purport. But in order to convince also some devotees to bring faith, he did a mystical, opulence.
Yeah, Rasikananda did other very mystical things. He was, but the mystical is not the main credential. He was a Rasika Bhakta.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's his main thing. Yes, Mataji, you got a microphone.
Hare Krishna. So, I have seen 3 types of Krishna temple.
Three
One-
types of Krishna temples.
One is the one that we have, Krishna, Balram, Radha. Then the other 2 are, one is Krishna, Balram, and the third one is Krishna, Subhadra, Balram. So these are the 3 types that I've seen.
These are ISKCON or non-ISKCON?
I don't know that.
I don't either.
Yeah. So the other 2 which don't have Radha, they are the ones which you talked about?
I don't know what your question is. Let me respond. There are temples in ISKCON that Satyabhama Krishna, depending on where the temple is. Satyabhama Krishna. For example, I don't know if it's in Satyabhamapur, but in Satyabhamapur, my understanding is there's a Satyabhama Krishna temple. In Dwarka, is Satyabhama Krishna. In Dwarka, whether it's ISKCON or not ISKCON, it's not Radha Krishna, it's Satyabhama Krishna, because that's his consort. So now, what's your question specifically? What does it matter, anyways?
Okay. My question was, when you were talking about the part when Radharani's deity was taken away,
Yeah.
does that refer to Krishna Balram and
No.
Krishna Subhadra?
No,
Balram
no.
No, that's separate.
There's some history which I won't go into because of time, but there's a history of how Radha came to be by the side of Govinda, because when the Govinda deity was discovered, the Govinda deity was worshipped without Radha by his side. And the Vaishnavas of his time, Rupa Goswami's time, they wanted Radha by Govinda's side. There's details and details. Radha was placed by his side. Radha, Govinda. For a long time. Radha, Govinda, in Vrindavan. Then the deities were at risk. Muslim invasion, they wanted to break deities. So the deity, Radha Govinda, was taken to Jaipur. And then everything was nice until it wasn't nice. There was a conflict. And then the Ramanadis said, Radha's got to go. And Baladev's commentary said, no, Radha doesn't have to go. That's offensive. She's Anapayani. She's never separated from Krishna. So, put Radha back. And Radha was put back, and she is there today. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for the wonderful class. Sorry, I heard some on the way.
Speak slowly. Be kind to me.
Sorry.
Speak slowly.
Sure, Maharaj. Thank you for the wonderful class.
Now the rest speak slowly too.
Why did Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan write the Gita commentary when one from his predecessor...
When what happened?
Why did Baldev Vidyabhushan
Because Valadev Vidyabhusan instructed him.
No, not the Govind Bhasya. I'm talking about the Gita commentary.
Oh, when the chronology of when Gita commentary was written, I don't know.
No, that's not my question, Maharaj. My question is, when Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur already wrote a commentary...
Why not?
Why would Baldev Vidyabhushan choose to write? Because...
Why not?
I'll tell you, I can possibly give one answer. Unless there are some drastically different things.
No.
There are, but they are not necessarily that many drastic different things.
Oh. Glorify Krishna. Glorify Krishna. It's not an aparad.
No, Maharaj, but it is uncanny because for the Govind Bhasya, he had to be persuaded to write initially.
Yeah.
So there was something missing there, and
no. Who knows what explanation Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gave him, like, we don't know,
True.
yes or no or maybe. He might have said, you did such a nice job, why don't you also make commentaries on these other literatures? We don't know.
That's what I was getting at. Did he
Okay,
get that kind of
I
instruction?
got what you're getting at. That's what I'm explaining. We don't know. Maybe he said, maybe he didn't say. But even if he didn't say, it's the injunction for someone of his caliber to glorify Krishna. And it's not crossing to glorify Krishna. It's not creative writing. It's not aparad.
Certainly not aparad, I agree.
Then it's a proper etiquette. You write. You're right or right. But let's do this.
Sure, Maharaj.
During Prabhupada's time, Bhaktisiddhanta, in addition to writing other things, he had 2 publications. The Harmonist and what's the other one? Huh? Sajanatoshini. Prabhupada, in English, wrote Back to Godhead while those publications were going on. One of the editors of one, and the other editor of the other one, asked him, please come and help me. He's writing Back to Godhead magazine. Was he like one-upping Bhaktisiddhanta? It's part of the instruction to write and publish and broadcast. So do it. So drop your anxiety, please.
80% anxiety drop, 20% remains, Maharaj.
Okay.
Because both the commentaries are the same space, that is where the question becomes a little more pronounced. But I get it. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you.
I just wanted to understand, when we read the Bhagavatam in the purport, you see many places it mentions that the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's points is mentioned there. And how come we don't more hear about the Baldev Vidyabhushan's commentary on Bhagavatam so much? Is that something?
Is there a reason why we know more about other commentaries and know less about Baladev's commentary? That's your question?
That's right, Maharaj. Thank you.
I don't know. I don't know. It's true. What you say is true. But why? I don't know. If you come up with an answer to that question, let me know, okay?
I look up to you, Maharaj, so hopefully I will get to know.
I like to research questions like this, but if I don't get an answer, I'm not ashamed to say I don't know. And I'm also not ashamed to say if somebody else can find out and let me know. I'd like to learn. Next. Yes.
Thank you, Maharaj, for the wonderful class. Personally, it's been very inspiring. You listed some of the wonderful writings of Baldev Vidyabhushan. And then you even mentioned books written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
Yeah.
And our own dear Srila Prabhupada has written so many books. I need one advice and guidance, Maharaj. There is so much Vaishnava literature to read. Even if I just limit it to Srila Prabhupada's books. And then there are other services, and my mind always tells me, oh, it'll be better service for me if I do this service rather than reading too much. And at the same time, this is so inspiring. Our acharyas have written books so that...
For us.
For us, yeah. So Maharaj, how to maintain the balance?
Oh.
I mean, right now I'm thinking, okay, Govind Bhasya, should we read Govind Bhasya? Now I don't even know if it exists in the original version. But anyways, that's not a specific question for a particular book. But in general, every devotee have a different alignment in terms of how best they can serve. Where does time for,
I got your question. Balance between service and reading.
Yes, Maharaj.
That's the question. 2 things. I don't like the word balance. I like the word time management. And then you prioritize what's really important, and you do what's really important, because that really important gives strength to the less than the really important ones. So make sure you do the really important ones every day. Wait a minute, don't wait. Don't. He's jumping, he's going to grab the microphone again. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya. What is nityam bhagavata sevaya? Seva, you know, that means service. Nityam bhagavata means book and person. Bhagavat and bhagavata. So the bhagavata is in relation to bhagavat. So there's the book and there's the person. The person is one who lives by the book. They've internalized it and they live it. And you serve those persons. And then which one of those, how do you balance those services to those persons? That's time management. It's as a principle. But you do it every day. And you can be sometimes this day and sometimes that day, sometimes address the deity, sometimes I'm cooking in the kitchen, sometimes. So it's time management, it's not balance. I'll say it the fourth time. I don't like the word balance. It's this or that. It's all one thing. The one thing is service to the book and the person. And that takes care of how do I balance question, the abhadras. So what is going to facilitate, you accept that which is going to facilitate, you're being very focused on Krishna should be pleased. Anukulyena Krishnanushilanam. That's not balance. Everything. And then different persons have different personalities, have different propensities. Some people and some people and some people, and it's just the way it is, which is very nice because that's the way it is. It's Krishna's creation, it's very variegated. And then even during one person's life, this may take greater emphasis, that may take, but one thing doesn't take the back seat, and that's chanting. That's the front seat, or the tip of the spear. And then there's the shaft of the spear that follows the tip of the spear. And at different times the shaft can be like this or be like that. It's not balanced, one thing. Follow behind the tip of the spear. And the tip of the spear, these two things, the holy name and Srimad Bhagavatam. And then the rest follows the tip. Time management, not balance. I'm looking at the clock. We have 14 minutes. There we go, way in the back.
Guru Maharaj, the Ramanadis, they were not happy and they were rejecting Radharani. But how do they used to place the internal potency of the Lord?
Well, they were objecting in principle that who heard of this parakia thing anyways? That was, they were taking a philosophical position, but the philosophical position was A and B. There was a financial threat to their well-being, that was A. And then there's a philosophical thing because the Sri Vaishnavas don't accept, they don't hold the position that Krishna or Ram or Narayana is in association with anyone other than his internal potency. So who's this Radharani? Where do we hear about that in Scripture? Specifically the Agamas. Because the Sri Vaishnavas, very carefully follow the agamas, which are the portion of the Vedas that deal with worship. And it's not in the agamas, Radha, by Krishna's side. So there's other portions of the Vedas besides the agamas, but that was their position. So remove Radha. You can place Satyabhama, or you can place Rukmini, or whatever you want to do. That's okay, but not Radha, please. It wasn't please either. It was confrontational. And then Radha Vijaya Govinda, based on commentary. Victory. Anyone else? No, see if there's someone else. Way in the back. By the way, you don't know who this person is, but he's a grandfather. His daughter gave birth 2 days ago, right here in good old Silicon Valley. So he came over here to be with his daughter. They had a newborn child.
Not me. Not me.
And where's your good wife? Stand. There she is. Okay. Grandma.
Maharaj, you mentioned that Baladev was initiated in Madhava Sampradaya.
That's my understanding, yes.
So what is the Vaishnava etiquette in that regard? So it's like between different Sampradayas, devotees can take shiksha?
Yeah, he accepted shiksha. What did Gopal Bhatta Goswami do? He received diksha from his uncle, and he received shiksha from Rupa and Sanatan. Correct? There's other examples. And it's not offensive, it's his heart's inclination. And it wasn't without permission of Prakashananda Saraswati, of his Prakashananda, no. Prabodhananda Saraswati. It wasn't without his permission from Diksha Guru to take shiksha. Okay? Okay, looks like we're questioned out. Online. Online? There's nobody monitoring the online. You have online?
Do we have a question online in the Charuni Mai Prabhu? Can you check? No, no question.
Speak slowly.
Okay. So Maharaj, quick, it's not a question, but I was wondering, we have a lot of new people to the community who are attending the class and online as well.
Uh-oh.
Would you kindly summarize for them how to understand today's lecture?
Sure.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you for that. Okay, but can I answer this one before that one? Yes. Thank you. For newer people, my apology. We'll take 10 giant steps back. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna describes in chapter 4 of Bhagavad Gita how knowledge is to be received in this world. Knowledge is to be received through disciplic succession. In chapter 4, Krishna says, long, long ago, I instructed the sun god. Sun god instructed his son, Manu. Manu instructed his son, Ikshvaku. In this way, disciplic succession. And now Arjuna, because that disciplic succession has been broken, I'm reestablishing it now with you. So the method, the principle is, the method of receiving transcendental knowledge is through disciplic succession from a perfect source. That's the Supreme Person is the perfect source. So in discussing the life of Baladev, he is one such person who has received such knowledge in disciplic succession. We've been discussing. So one of the receiving of disciplic succession knowledge was when he was a little boy, he learned the tools, and then when he was a little bit older, he stayed at a monastery or an ashram of Madhvacharya. It was one of the, some generations after Madhvacharya, but one of the indisciplic succession lines, Madhvacharya. And he was trained, and he received, and he was inspired, and he was effective in giving those Vaishnava teachings to others that had other teachings than Vaishnava teachings. He was a very powerful personality, young man. And then, in course of time, while living in Puri, I would assume the newer people know where Puri is and what it represents, he met another Vaishnava that was from a different line, Lord Chaitanya's line, and he really profoundly was moved by the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, who was initiated in the line, or received sannyas rather, in the line of Madhvacharya. But the teachings, one generation after Lord Chaitanya, were the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam, were not exactly like the teachings of Madhvacharya, and he became very inspired by shiksha, or instruction, teachings. So he moved to Vrindavan and got those teachings more and more and more and more and more and more from another great, great acharya named Vishwanath. And then there was a challenge of those teachings. So he met the challenge by the dictate of the deity to him. He was that caliber. Not only the deity appeared in his dream and said, I'll give you the commentary. He gave him the commentary. He just wrote it down. Can't get better than that. And so one of his principal acclaims is writing that commentary, which prior to him wasn't written, because in the line of Lord Chaitanya it was accepted. The commentary is already written. We accept the commentary by the author himself. Srimad Bhagavatam is the natural commentary on Vedanta Sutra. We don't need another commentary. But it was questioned. And so he gave Govinda Bhashya. And he did many other nice things. But that's one of the crowning aspects of... Okay, the picture's taken away. On my computer it shows Baladev Vidyabhusan's picture. On this computer it shows the Zoom class. Okay, so what's the Zoom class question?
Hare Krishna, this is Bhakti Kennedy. Thank you so much for being here today. Please accept my humble obeisances. It seems that there's a lot of conflict that happens, of course, in this world, but even in the Sampradaya. How can we guard against being a part of that, being influenced by it, and making sure that we can continue sharing Srila Prabhupada's message?
One time Prabhupada said, don't be surprised if people get bewildered. Be surprised if people don't get bewildered. So just be a faithful follower. Now, how do you be a faithful follower? You have some discerning capacity from reading Prabhupada's books carefully, studying under teachers that live by and teach carefully Prabhupada's teachings from Prabhupada's books, and then you'll be protected. But if you don't do that, then time has its way of wearing things down. Time, kalos me. The destroyer of all things good can be destroyed by time. And there's a few other things that destroy good things, and it's pride. People want to one-up the predecessor, which I think was the essence of this other question. You know, how can you write commentary on Bhagavad Gita if Baladev write if already Vishwanath has written? Was that a one-up thing? So the mood of the proper, so it's easy to get distracted or dissuade over time. So how to stay on track and not get distracted, which is the essence of the question, as far as I understood it. And be a faithful follower. And stay in the association of those who are faithful followers. Now, what happens over time is there's this group that says we're the faithful followers. And then there's that group that says, wait a minute, we're the faithful followers, not those guys. And then there's some clash. That happens. That happens. So Prabhupada gave us protection systems, and we just follow them. It may be comfortable or not comfortable or somewhere in between, but we just follow them. The fidelity to one's founder Acharya, to our Srila Prabhupada, and therefore every member of ISKCON, before being initiated, takes the ISKCON disciple course that teaches he's it. That's the Supreme Court right there. And anyone subsequent to him is subordinate to the Supreme Court. His ruling is final. So his books and his position and all of that. I think I'd like to end. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
His Holiness the Romapada Swami Maharaj ki jai.
You're going to have a special weekend next weekend.
Yes, Maharaj.
Madhava.
Madhava Prabhu is coming next week.
Madhava. Madhava. Where are you going to fit everybody?
We're going to break the roof open. I'm kidding.
I got just a little, for you organizers, just this morning I received a little video clip from our little temple in Naperville, Illinois. Where's Naperville? It's a suburb of Chicago, and they built a new temple, big temple. It cost at least 50 cents to build a new temple. And Friday early, Madhava said, if you want, I can come to your temple. So they had about 8 hours to get things together, and I saw videos. There must have been 250 people dancing. I can fit 250 people dancing in this temple room. You better figure it out. He's going to draw a lot of people. I may come back. Who knows?
Please, Maharaj.
And so you're in for a real treat. This was philosophy, and Madhava is fun. He's the tip of the spear.
Truly, Maharaj, it's been an honor to have you also this weekend. And I know a lot of devotees could have spent time away from the temple, celebrating a Father's Day, Hallmark holiday. But I'm very happy that instead you chose to be here, and it's really, truly an honor and privilege that we had Maharaj yourself, a father, a gift of Srila Prabhupada. So truly, thanks to all your disciples who attracts you, and you keep us in your heart, close to you, close to your heart, so you can come visit us every year. So thank you very much, Maharaj.
Come from Madhava's Kirtan. That's a plug. You won't be disappointed.
Thank you, Maharaj. Next, we will have the Kirtan. We request all the devotees to put away the cushions on the back, and we would like to roll up the carpet. All the mothers on the left side, and all the Prabhus on the right side. And Madhuri Sakhi will lead us into the Kirtan. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vasyatyadarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Jayom Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivajagacharya Asantara Santa Shishi Shiman, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jayom Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivajagacharya Asantara Santa Shishi Shiman, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda Ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Ki. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki. Mathura Dham Ki. Navadvip Dham Ki. Jagannath Puri Ki. Ganga Mai Yamuna Mai Ki. Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Ki. Samaveta Bhaktavinda Ki. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gaura. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahlad Bhagavadana भगवान की, प्रहलाद महाराज की, हिताय गौर प्रेमानंद।
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Please have a seat for a few minutes. We'll make quick announcements and then we'll all proceed to honor Prasadam. So thank you all for joining us today on very beautiful sunny day. Thank you for taking out your precious time and visiting us at ISV for Sunday Feast program. So let's thank all the devotees who have joined us here and also all the devotees who have joined us online. So let's give a big round of applause to everyone. Hari Bol. Today is a disappearance day of Sri Baldev Vidyabhushan. So His Holiness Romapada Swami Maharaj gave a beautiful discourse on the pastimes of Sri Baldev Vidyabhushan. So let's express our gratitude and thank him for giving a wonderful class tonight. Hari Bol. We'll also like to thank an ecstatic kirtan led by Madhuri Sakhi Mataji. Hari Bol. And Narsimha Aarti led by Anushri. Hari Bol. So anyone coming here for the first time? Thank you. Thank you, thank you. We have quite a few devotees. Thank you for joining us tonight.
So if you have any questions or if we could be of any assistance, please reach out to me. My name is Sri Gopal Das, and also Sachindra Prabhu, who you will find it outside near the Prasadam line. We'll be happy to assist you in any way we can. Hare Krishna. So let's chant one Mahamantra for all our newcomers. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We have one sponsorship for tonight's feast. Akhil Prabhu and Anusha Mataji are sponsoring on the occasion of Tulsi's birthday. Tulsi, we are waiting here. Please, if you can come here. Hari Bol, Mataji and Prabhu, please come. Hari Bol. How old are you, Tulsi? 5? Yeah,
5.
Okay, good. So you have many friends here?
Yes.
Okay. Can you name few friends?
Vaishnavi. Ramni.
That's all? Or how many? 2. Okay, let's give for our friends. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you. Prabhu, thank you for sponsoring. Would you like to say a few words?
It's a great fortune to be celebrating her birthday in the Association of Devotees. So thank you so much for giving us this place. Praying for the blessings of all devotees so that she makes spiritual advancement, for her good health, and so that she can spend the rest of her life in the Association of Devotees being guided by them. So just making a request for prayers.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hari Bol. Tulsi, here is a gift for you. Hare Krishna. Thank you. So, Hanspriya, Mataji would like to announce? Okay. So what's coming up next week? Are you all ready for the next week? If you know what's coming up. Okay, next week is His Grace Madhav Prabhu and Her Grace Radhika Mataji are visiting ISV. So we will have programs throughout the weekend. There is a morning Saturday program will be given by Her Grace Radhika Mataji. And then we will have Saturday evening, there is a kirtan led by His Grace Madhav Prabhu and Her Grace Janavi Mataji in San Francisco. It's in the church, very beautiful place. I have a flyer here, and you can find flyer at the desk in the front near Srila Prabhupada picture. So please, we hope to see you, many of them, if not all, but let's try to make it a big event, okay? And then Sunday evening, we will have the kirtan led by His Grace Madhav Prabhu. So let's come in right here. So invite your friends, family, let's come in big numbers. I think we have a small place, but we can accommodate thousands of people. Okay, we have done this before. So please do come, okay? Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.
Yeah, who said devotees don't go to concert? We are going next Saturday. Right? You're all going too, correct? Buy the tickets today. All right. So next Saturday, we do also have Janardhan Swami coming in the morning. So he will be giving a class here 7:30 a.m. till 9:30 a.m. So please do come for Janardhan Maharaj's class. And if you know him from Vrindavan, you will know who I'm talking about. All right. So we also wanted to wish all the fathers happy Father's Day, including my own father. I didn't even get to call him in the morning, so happy Father's Day. I'm hoping all the kids who learned some cooking at ISV volunteering, you cooked something for your parents, okay? If not, next Saturday or is your time. I'm going to do it next Saturday too. All right. So many of you know, we would like to welcome back Mother Jagrini to ISV. Jagrini ditched us and she moved to Alachua. No, she has a lot more services. She's still involved. She's not leaving us. She's not going anywhere. And speaking of that, today is Jagrini's birthday. And isn't that nice? Even though she moved away, she chose us to spend her birthday. with us. All right. Okay, Mama Jagrini, come on, give us a speech.
Oh boy. I honestly didn't expect this. I don't know what to say. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. I'm really, really happy to be back with my ISV family. And I gotta say, there's a lot of unfamiliar faces here. So, wow, we're just getting bigger and bigger all the time. But to all those who I know and love, I miss you all very, very much. If any of you, and putting out the invitation, want to visit Alachua, please come, please call me. Hans Priya has my number, and you can check it out or visit. I just wanted to express gratitude to Hansa Priya for all she does here, for all the devotees here that are just working so hard to keep this temple beautiful and pure, and like Maharaj said, faithful to Srila Prabhupada. And I read something posted on Facebook. One of my godbrothers posted it. It kind of made me cry. I thought I'd share it with all of you, just to give you a little taste of the mercy that's available to all of us in the line of disciplic succession that Maharaj was describing today. This is a letter written to Brahmananda Prabhu. Oh no.
She will share with me and I'll put it on ISV.
Oh.
So you all can read it.
Okay. My battery just died. I can't believe it. Wow. All right, anyway, it's a very beautiful thing to read that Prabhupada wrote to Brahmananda in 1969, I believe. But thank you all very, very much. And Hare Krishna.
So, for the pleasure of Mother Jagrini, we have a cake here. And on the birthday, generally you ask for a wish, but I'm going to request all of us to see her later on and tell her, help us to find new temple. All right. Jugs, would you like to cut a cake? Jugs? Mama. Here. Hare Krishna. Hey, next, going back to Sri Gopal Prabhu.
So we just got notified that for a limited time only and limited copies, Srila Prabhupada archive, complete archive, is arriving next Saturday or this Saturday. And it's only 30 copies, which has all the kirtans, his talks, discourses, everything what Prabhupada gave the discourse, kirtan, bhajans. So you will find everything in that audio archive, and it's coming next week. It's for $108. If you like to get one, please contact His Grace Balimardhan Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So it's only 30 copies. So next week on Saturday, you will be able to get one. Hare Krishna. All our programs here is live broadcasted, and the devotees run the broadcast center to broadcast this online, and there are many devotees who are watching us online than devotees here. So for bringing us this online broadcasting, let's thank His Grace Charun Mai Prabhu for bringing this. Haribol. I think that's it for tonight's announcement. We will go to Prasad Sevya Prayers. Anyone from the kids corner can lead the Prasad Sevya Prayers. Before that, we'll just have a quick cook's announcement. Sorry, I forgot. Please come.
Krishna, today's lead cook was Ujjwala Rasa Devi Dasi, and she was assisted by Achyuta Chaitanya Das, Nikhil Prabhu, Ganesh Prabhu, Anil Prabhu, Uttara Mataji, Tanika Mataji, Surabhai Mataji, Shriram Prabhu, Tadya Seva Prabhu, Shraddha Mataji, Akhil Prabhu, and Parth. Hare Krishna.
Sharira Vidyaja Jodindriya Kahika Jivetene Vishaya Sagore Dharmade Jivayati Yogomoy Sudurmati Please come take prashadam.
So there is a lost and found box near the $1 Million Wall. It will